Good morning. I am Ali Velshi. I am in Orange, Texas, about 5 miles west of the Louisiana border, amidst the ruins from Hurricane Laura. And this is not over yet. This continues to be a Category 1 storm. It is now about 2 hours due northeast of where I am, and it is still a Category 1 hurricane, still inflicting damage. The damage has been quite serious, however, and while this is not the worst of it, we've got some trees down here and some buildings that have been damaged across western Louisiana, heading into northern Louisiana and the state of Texas. There is, in fact, a lot of damage right now. It came on shore last night as a Category 4 storm with 150-mile-per-hour winds, which would make it the strongest storm, tie it for the strongest storm ever to hit western Louisiana. It's now a Category 1 storm still, straight due north of where it came on shore. More than 450,000 people at last report in Texas and Louisiana are without power right now. These reports come in fairly slowly. We've seen bucket trucks getting out there because the winds on the western side of the storm have died down enough for emergency crews to get out. But there are still winds inside the storm, hurricane force winds that are not allowing crews or emergency management to get out. The Louisiana governor, John Bel Edwards, confirms that the storm has killed at least one person. It was a 14-year-old girl in Leesville, Louisiana, when a tree fell on her. That, of course, is a major source of the damage. Water tends to be the most dangerous part of these things, but in this kind of heavy wind, after the rain, trees fall. That is generally, in fact, what results in the power outages. According to the White House, President Trump is going to visit FEMA this afternoon, and he has been in touch with the governors of Louisiana and Texas. Texas largely got spared most of this thing. I wrote it out in Beaumont, Texas, about 25 miles west of here, where we lost power, but there was an expectation of great flooding and serious damage there. But because it was on the left side of the storm, and because these storms go counterclockwise, what we got was northerly winds that were blowing the water south and into the Gulf of Mexico. But the bottom line is, while we got it easy, the folks in the storm and on the right side of the storm not only got it hard, but it's continuing. It's going to continue into Arkansas. And for that, I want to go to my friend Bill Cairns, who has been tracking this all night. Bill, what's the situation with this storm that continues to be deadly now?
Well, the worst part of the storm, obviously, was when it made landfall. But the legacy of the storm is how far inland it's still a hurricane. I mean, we had landfall at 1 o'clock Central Time, and here we are now at 9 hours later, still a Category 1 hurricane over land. So, yeah, when we see the damage and the power outages, it's just going to go straight from the coast and go due northwards, all the way up towards Shreveport. So this was the landfall radar image. This was the historic part of the storm coming on shore. It's a strong Category 4, only 7 miles per hour away from a rare Category 5. Now, we haven't had or seen a ton of pictures of incredible storm surge. Remember, they said the worst case scenario was 15 to 20 feet. We know we did get at least a 10-foot storm surge, but one of the people I talked to made a good point. The highest water levels were to the right of the center, which was over a wildlife refuge area. There's nothing 20 feet high. So there was no way to even see how high the water was anyways. There's nothing to measure it. So, we may have had those, but we'll never know it. So as far as what we're dealing with now, still 75-mile-per-hour winds. It's almost getting up parallel to the Shreveport area. It's going to track towards Little Rock as we go throughout the day. If there's any damaging winds being done, it would be just to the north and to the northeast of the center. But, right now the winds are starting to come down enough that it's only going to be minor power outages instead of widespread. And there's that new forecast track, about 45-mile-per-hour winds max, only 7-8 hours from now. So that's good news for everyone in Arkansas, and hopefully we'll keep the power on for you in Little Rock. And then after that, it's just going to be a big rainstorm heading through Tennessee and Kentucky. So, the legacy of this storm is how fast it rapidly intensified. It scared the heck out of everyone in Galveston, in the Houston area. I mean, it made landfall in Cameron Parish with a population of 7,000 people. If this had been 40 miles to the west, there's 2.3 million people in the Houston-Galveston area.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.